Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Mark Marquette, and we're so glad you're with me and Triple T
Yes,
to
sir.
stay curious. How are you today, Triple T?
I'm doing good. I've had a good long day. I had 18 students in here
Wow.
from a local Baptist church and, field trip.
Sorry,
So,
we're a little late. Trekkie
yeah.
Techie, say hi there.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, Marty is doing a very important deal with the 13th
Yeah.
Apollo 13 anniversary, and thank you, Jessica, for getting online here. That's why we're a little bit late.
Sorry we're late.
Couldn't do it without you, kid. Appreciate it. I'm gonna keep her on there a minute.
You guys are ready to roll.
All right, thanks, Jess.
Cool.
All right, let me go to equal here before we get going. I go to the equal, and that separates us, and then I go back to 3, gets me out of that. Okay. All right, new tricks here. Thank you very much. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Jesse. We appreciate everybody's here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify audio. We're doing video. We're doing audio on Apple and Google Podcasts. Triple T.
Cool.
We are really stretching it out there, and we welcome you all here on January 28th. Of course, the anniversary of the loss of the Challenger crew in the 25th shuttle launch. This man was part of that. Up in the White Room, we're not going to discuss the horrible tragedy and point the fingers at all the problems. There's plenty of books and justified opinions out there. But you can say what you want, and what I always hear you say is it was too damn cold.
It was too damn cold. We should have never launched.
But we want to celebrate our astronauts lost this week in a positive light, and we do that with memorials all over the Space Coast that people have been participating in, and we've been doing some things here at the American Space Museum to broaden our horizon and reach out and let people know how much we love the shuttle era. That is the future for our museum as we celebrate shuttle astronauts and their incredible accomplishments that right now, this space station going overhead, people really don't realize the difficulty of building that and what's being done. But we're here with Tales from the White Room with Travis Thompson.
Yes, sir.
And if I split our screen there and hit my eyeball,
good job.
We've got to show you that is where your office was.
Yep,
one of your offices there.
Yeah, one of my offices. That was my favorite office. 195 feet.
From the top of the
MLP,
the mobile launch platform. Correct. That was another 100 feet up.
Yeah, about 95 or 100, something like that.
And we've talked many stories about that, about being up there.
I sure miss it.
Look back at some of our old, some of the library of our Stay Curious programs on YouTube and Facebook. Triple T, this is about the 488th episode that we've done.
We're getting there, huh?
And Marty, like I said, is not here. Jessica's not here. It's just you and me.
Yeah,
oh my God, I can't believe
we're on our own
to do this.
We can run them up.
But hey, I thought I'd throw that in there for you, brother.
Oh, look at my mother.
That's your mother, isn't it?
Dorothy K. Thompson. Yeah, she worked for.
Surprise,
yeah,
brother.
Thank you. Her birthday is February 1st.
Okay.
So she was.
She's kind of a badass.
She was badass. Yeah.
But you were born on Vandenberg Air Force Base. Yeah. Your mother worked there. Your father worked there.
Yeah. And
can't make this stuff up.
No,
folks.
I can't. I saw my first rocket launches from there. There was one, I don't know if it was a Redstone, but it blew up and the second stage landed in our playground. So she worked for McDonnell Aircraft at first, 35 years. So at the end, she was in charge of HR and security. So when my dad retired from the Air Force, we moved here in 1967, and my dad went to work for McDonnell Douglas as a mechanic in the Ford and the aircraft. So when he got laid off, guess who signed my dad's layoff paper?
Your mom's in HR there, so I'm going to guess her.
Yeah. So I heard for a couple of years, Thompson, you need to get a job. He said, I had a damn good job, and you fired me. So I heard that for years. I can't make that up.
No, you can't. Well, I thought I'd surprise you and put a little smile on your face because I know you're melancholy thinking about this event. And there's the whole Space Coast, people that
made my
live
day
here. saw it, and it'll forever in their hearts there. But
I hope my daughter's watching.
You look sharp today. I'm looking sharp because I'm wearing a Jean Wright special vest there that she made for me. I love my vest.
I can't pull that off, but you look good in it.
Well, thank you very much there, sir. I'll scoot over here a little bit so I'm not rumming in that. And we can't get your comments because no one's on the other side of our Streamlabs there. Because I know that Dave Stang's probably asking, what kind of motorcycle is that, Triple T?
It's a 45 flathead.
That's a 45 flathead.
She rode it from St. George, Georgia to Miami, and I think she told me I was conceived on that.
Well, we won't. This is mostly a family show, I guess. But, Triple T, glad to put a smile on your face
You
today.
did. You made my day. I thank you very much.
We're going to celebrate a birthday here.
Yeah, he's cool.
All right. Happy birthday, John Fabian. He is 83 years old.
83.
Okay. Born January 28th, 1939 in Goose Creek, Texas.
Really?
Okay.
Texas boy.
That sounds like North Houston to me.
Yeah,
but he considers Pullman, Washington to be his hometown.
Okay.
And he was one of the early shuttle astronauts. In fact, his nephew, Rob Fabian, is president of Via Space.
Okay.
The company that we're partnering with. They're going to use solid rocket payloads to do put things in orbit.
I see the shuttle behind him's got a white tank.
Yeah, he flew on STS-7 in 1983 with Sally Ride, and everyone that flew on that said they got a lot of free trips because Sally Ride would not go on tour by herself. She wanted to take her crew with her when she come back.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and I know that several of the astronauts said, man, we got to meet all the dignitaries and everybody riding her coattails. But that was the second flight of Challenger. He was on, so I'm sure today he's reflective. And that was the first 5-person crew. And then he flew in 1985 on 51G, deploying a couple satellites, the 18th mission. So part of the 7th and 18th missions. And in his retirement, John Fabian has been very active with the Hood Canal in the Olympic Mountains in Washington, helping a coalition of environmental watchdogs there.
Yeah.
And he's that's his cause, and he's very active in that. So,
a lot of the astronauts, once they go up and see the Earth, they do get into more what's the word I'm looking for, but
environmental issues. And well, look at Nicole Stott. And,
Nicole.
Her Stottisms we've got a fragile planet here and need to protect it, and the whole environment's fragile. So hope to meet John Fabian. Happy birthday to you, sir. 83 years old. Hope you live a lot more years there. And like I said, his nephew Rob is just in Cocoa Village.
Wow.
And they're doing some wonderful things at Via Space. Talked to them this week, and
good.
They're heading in the right direction, and hope to have them on again soon.
That works.
Also today, no birthday, but there's Mom.
There she is.
There's Eileen Collins with me, and hello, Mark
Look
Usiak.
at you.
Hey, Tom. Yes, I had an appointment with a hotel that we're partnering with.
Right.
We were partnering with these people right here. There I am, hobnobbing with her. I have the moxie to talk to anybody, but we were actually viewing the property for future events at the museum with Robert there on the left and Dana on the right, the general manager and his assistant Dana, and we're going to do some events at this beautiful hotel right beside 405 in the Boeing complex there. And as they're showing us the property, because the Usiak brothers are going to have some photos up there.
I bet he didn't have any fun, did he?
No, he did. They love it. And they go, well, there's an astronaut staying here. I go, is it a woman? Yeah. I go, I'll bet it's Eileen Collins because she was here for the memorial.
I have 2 books in my car signed.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, dig this. We're up on the 5th floor, and we go down the elevator, and it stops on the 4th floor, and she walks in.
Boom.
Because I'm thinking, well, maybe we'll see her in the lobby or something. No, it's almost noon. She won't be around.
Yeah. So you had a little personal time.
She's the one that kept us there talking.
Cool.
I'm telling you, she's awesome.
She's a great person.
And guaranteed that you'll see her at the American Space Museum. Robert and Dana, thank you. We're going to unveil a great partnership with that museum and have some events there. So
Eileen's got the best record for landing the shuttle, better than any man or woman.
I share that because
And,
she flew those big
C5s, I think.
and stuff like
she
that.
was a colonel in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And we got some fighter jocks that makes them a little mad. Here's a Sunday school teacher waxing your butt.
Well, she wants to visit our museum. She wants to be part of what we do here. So thank you, Eileen Collins, for your time today and gave it so freely. She's going over to see her sister in Orlando.
Good. And
then she'll be at the Apollo 13 event Saturday night that Marty's absent from working so hard on. So
yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the current events and of course a sad day. And yesterday talking about the Apollo 1 astronauts. What have I got to do?
Yeah, I don't know which
way
to go.
There we go. There, I guess I'll make it big like that.
There you go.
This is them. I'm going to have Triple T talk about a couple things as I overtalk a couple pictures here. This shuttle liftoff was the first shuttle off of Pad B.
Oh, okay,
right.
Yeah, it was.
Now, did that present that presented a lot of new things? We're going to talk about that you maybe didn't have the hardware and toolkits and stuff you needed.
Yeah, we didn't.
So it's the first one from Pad B. It was going to be launched January 22nd. Okay, 6 days prior to when it was launched. And then it slipped to the 23rd, the 24th, due to landing the previous shuttle, 61C, with current NASA Administrator Bill Nelson on it.
Yeah.
And as you recall, they couldn't land it at Edwards. They had to do one more day or something.
I think it was wet there, I think, because it's a dry lake bed.
Mm-hmm. And you remember that? Tell us what we're looking at here with Christopher McCullough and Jarvis and Ron McNair there.
So on the 195-foot level, the same level as my office.
This is not the launch days. This is months before.
Training. So they're in the slide wire baskets. Evidently, they either turned the fire X system on or the water's on. I don't know. Or training. But they're in the slide wire baskets, and they did not ride them, but they had to practice getting in them, and then they release them, and then the astronauts go down to the bottom, and then they get back in the basket.
So you see the basket go and imagine them in it.
Yeah, and only 3 people have ridden it. I've told you that.
Yeah, Bolden,
my fire chief, George Hoggard, and my boss, Junior Bumgardner. They're the only 3 that ever rode it.
Thank God. Well, anyway, I thought I'd throw that in there, show a little bit of training.
That's TCDT that we've talked about.
The TCDT, Test Conductors Demonstration.
Test Count Demonstration.
Count Demonstration.
I think so.
Test.
TCDT. Because what you're doing is you're practicing for launch. You do everything. There's 3 days of training where they do stuff like this. And then the last day is a dress rehearsal where we do everything except push the button.
Well, originally the bird was planned to launch in the afternoon, like 3 in the afternoon on the 22nd, across the ocean in the transoceanic abort landing sites in Dakar, Senegal. So they had to utilize Casablanca that wasn't equipped for a night landing.
Yeah, right.
All right, in case, and folks, we've had a gentleman on there, Dean, talking about it. We'll have him on again, but the TAL, transoceanic abort landing.
Right.
You got to make sure that if an engine goes out, that they can land in Europe somewhere and get across the ocean. They never had to do that close a couple times. So it actually had to switch the launch to the morning to accommodate this landing site.
When it was colder.
It was postponed again from the 25th to the 26th because of unacceptable weather at KSC, and then it was scheduled for January 27th. Now, this is where Travis comes in. You're ready to launch on January 27th, and I'm quoting from the NASA mission profile. The ground servicing equipment hatch closing fixture could not be removed from the orbiter hatch.
Right.
And before we get into that, I wanted to, I'm premature there. We'll talk about what happened with the hatch messing up. But here's Elon Rahman in your tanks that you trained him on the TDC
M113
thing, M113 there. And, of course, he's the Israeli astronaut part of the crew here with Columbia. that had a mission accomplished, and of course the landing on February 1st, 2003 is when we lost them. But I'm pointing this out, Travis. You see the Columbia on the door there, all right? And I asked Travis a question this morning, talking about our show here, that the door there swings like a front door, okay, on there. But when I've looked at the other pictures of things, and there's a Kalpana, KC they called her, and there's your that's the White Room there. Getting stuff together there for their launch January 16th, 2003. And there's our
walking out of crew quarters.
Yep, walking out of crew quarters, and what a great crew. Last week you talked about Dave Brown up there playing racquetball with them.
Yeah, he's
and there's our crew outside the hatch there.
In my office.
So they had a problem with the hatch, and there's the hatch.
Yeah.
And I said to Travis, I go, where's that other picture? The crew hatch, they're lowering it like a gate instead of like a door. On there. So naive me, your answer was
vertical and horizontal. It drops down when the
wheels are down on the bird.
So when you go vertical, now it's an open front door kind of thing.
So that puzzled me, because I saw this picture and I'm going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But its wheels it's horizontal and not vertical like on the pad.
And it's designed like that. It weighs 350 some odd pounds. And so that means it's heavy. But it's on shock absorbers kind of like. And when you open it, you can just let go of it and let it.
Oh, okay.
And it'll, all
right.
And that's designed like that.
Like today's hatches on some of the vehicles.
And it's designed like that so the astronauts can get out on their own if they have to.
Now and let's just dispel this urban legend. The commander does not have a secret code to open up the door. Does he, Travis?
No. Everybody can open the door.
Okay. Even if they went crazy and wanted to jump out and kill everybody.
Well, there is duct tape on board, so that's how you control somebody out.
And I'm being very facetious. You would not pass the astronaut corps with that statement I made about wanting to kill everybody by jumping out and freaking out. In fact, I'm quite amazed that there's been no freakouts that you've said in your presence of anybody just kind of like saying, you know what, I don't know if I want to do this.
Well, you think about it, 2 years of training, so it's launch day. They're kind of like, let's get it over with.
Right. What are you holding here? This is not the device we're going to talk about.
Yeah, this is a T-tool, and this is an emergency T-tool that the fire rescue would carry. And it's just a square drive, and you put it right into. And actually, what you do, if the tile is on the hatch, you use that and you scrape the tile off so you can get to the mechanism where you insert the square drive
on the landing.
Yeah. And so that's how you get into the hatch in an emergency,
like a tire iron situation.
Yeah.
Well, as we look at this hatch here, it was scrubbed before January 28th. The launch was delayed 24 hours again because. There was a fixture that couldn't be removed from the hatch, and you had to saw it off, and drilled out a bolt. And by the time you did all that, the winds had increased on the launch site there at noon, and so it was delayed to the next day, till January 28th, which was supposed to be like 9 in the morning, but it was delayed 2 hours again for hardware interface. A fire detection system failed during the liquid hydrogen tanking procedure, so they had to figure out the interface problem with that. So it went off a little after 11 o'clock. But the day before, hopefully everything would have been all right. But describe and most people think like they couldn't get the hatch closed. What? Oh man, come on, NASA! You're NASA. What held that up?
What happened is you're using stainless steel against stainless and aluminum. And the nut actually galded, which means it froze together, kind of. And we did not have the tools necessary on site to take care of it. So they had to go to logistics. I was not prime in the White Room when this was happening.
You were not the lead. You were still learning.
Yeah, I was
behind the ears.
I was a 4 or a 5.
This is the 25th flight.
But I had to go get all the stuff from logistics and deliver it, or help deliver it to the pad, and where they had to cut the stool off and then drills a screw out. So this is really when the closeout crew had a bad day. And this is actually when we got full credit cards to go get whatever tool we needed from there on out. So this is when we started. We got a brand new closeout truck. Had, all the things I'd wanted for years, we started getting because of this accident.
So, am I right? If this is like a milk stool, 3-legged milk stool,
yeah,
they stuck into
and one of them,
there. And one of them you couldn't pull it out.
One of them got
because
scalded.
It was either blistered or something happened with it on there.
It froze.
And you think it was the coldness that did it? Because it's pretty
It
cold.
could have been.
Before,
it
right?
definitely could have been.
But I've always wondered about that myself too. As just a space geek in Tennessee is what. There you go. Is what was he's got to run away there for just a second there, buddy. Is what I was wondering about what that was all about, and there's the explanation from Triple T there. So we wanted to remind everybody. Of course, I just love the Nicole Stottisms that we had her here and her wonderful book. You need to pick up. As well as Eileen Collins' book written with Jonathan Ward. Hi, Jonathan. It was so amazing to run into her on the elevator, and then she really captivated us. Mark Usiak knows her really well, and just a great person. But she wants to do something with Nicole Stott, she said. And I go, boy, oh boy, we do too, and love to get you both here at the same time. And Eileen Collins said she'd be happy to do a book signing with Jonathan here when they can work it out in the future. But we do want to remind everybody that our astronaut memorial is tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Sandpoint Park in Titusville. We are going to broadcast it live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Spotify. Okay. In a day or two, we'll put the ceremony on audio, Apple and Google audio podcasts, so you can watch it. Please join us. In fact, the coldest temperatures in 4 years are predicted, where it might only be like 45 degrees tomorrow, but sunny, a little windy. I know all you up in Michigan and Dave Vranick in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Larry Pusker up there in Washington Heights. Christopher Mick is in Hudson. It's supposed to get down freezing temperatures here tonight. But boy, are they scrambling for anything that'll keep them warm.
Oh, I'm telling you.
But a week from today, Travis, it's going to be 80 degrees.
80 degrees, yeah.
I mean, that is the weather prediction.
We get about 3 good days of winter.
Yeah. But anyway, we hope that y'all can join us across the World Wide Web.
Please.
And, all these platforms, because we worked real hard, and we have partnered with the city of Titusville, puts this on with the American Space Museum.
Yeah.
So it's every bit as much as the city's pride. Dr. Winston Scott, twice an astronaut, will be delivering the keynote address. And as we talk and give a mini biography of each of the 17 astronauts, a carnation flower will be put on their bronze plaque that is part of this Sandpoint Park. So,
as it should be.
A very moving, patriotic ceremony. 21-gun salute. We sing the patriotic songs. And I'm honored to be part of that. So we hope to see y'all there. If not in person, come see us on the web there.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, we did another one under the books here.
Cool.
Okay, so
400 and how many?
We think we've done 488 episodes since
awesome.
Marty and I started this in March 2002, born out of the pandemic.
Started with your cell phone.
Started with my cell phone. And oddly enough, Trekkie Techie helped me with my cell phone today. Come on here. So Marty, I missed you, buddy, but I know you're out there doing great things.
Yeah,
they've been trying to put together this Apollo 13 50th anniversary,
which is awesome,
for over 2 years.
Yeah,
because it was 1970 because of COVID.
Right.
They lost. Jim Lovell was going to come, and he's just 92 years old and doesn't want to travel. All kinds of safe precautions are being made for Fred Hayes to be there. I understand Charlie Duke of Apollo 16 will probably be there. Jack Lausma.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Marty's worked, and it's a whole committee of the Grumman engineers that put together the lunar module that saved the life of Fred Hayes and Jim Lovell. And
I need to ask Marty, didn't they sign it or something before it flew, the workers on the limb?
Oh, they did. Yeah. That's a notorious thing where they put their names on a piece of gold foil.
Oh, that's what it was.
And when Neil Armstrong opened up the path over where the cameras were, it fell out, and he goes, "What the?" And then he be quiet, and then they asked him what was the "what the" about.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah, great story. Marty's told that many times.
There. Yeah, I knew it was something.
And we love talking about the moon. We'll be talking about the moon in February with Apollo 14 going back to the moon. But we hope that you can all plan a vacation here.
Yes.
Triple T's here on most Fridays and Saturdays to be a docent.
Yeah.
And you could request him to be your docent. And
I'll come in.
We can take care of that arrangement there. But we hope everybody's enjoyed today's program. It is a solemn day. It's hard to sometimes really wrap your head around it for people like you that
had to look them in the eye.
Had seen the things that you wish you could unsee.
Yeah.
And but we celebrate their lives, and a lot of good things about it has come to fruition.
Yes.
As most tragedies do.
We should celebrate.
Well, I'll tell you what, until we see you again, all right, with more Stay Curious programs, on behalf of our wonderful museum and everyone involved with our museum here, and including I'm looking at Darren over there, our education director, and Darren had a bunch of kids in here today.
He did good today.
And his wife Angie entertained a bunch of kids yesterday with some science.
Anytime, Darren told me earlier, anytime you can teach a kid something, that's a good day.
Yeah,
so.
And that's what we're all
Pretty
about.
cool.
We're grateful to have our whole staff here pulling together, all right, out there. And we hope that you come see us. Why? Come see us to
bridge the space between us. Please come see me. Cool. Good job.